Good morning, Zio here, and the following has been taken from a live stream that you can only find on Rumble at rumble.com/c/Zio Gaming, something like that. Anyway, the link is down in the description down below if you want to go check that out, and enjoy. That's the thing. I also saw this, right? And I thought for a second, well, this has got to be fake. There's no way this is real. And then I saw an actual article on this for IGN. Nordic, but still, IGN. And I was like, all right, I haven't read into this. I know nothing about it. Let's open it. Let's take a look real quick. But apparently, PlayStation's Project Q gaming handheld leaked images and video reveal more about new device. Apparently, PlayStation is developing a new device. And from what little I saw of it, it is atrocious. But I don't know anything about it. But we already knew that PlayStation was working on a gaming handheld. No, we did not, because we had no clue that PlayStation was in the works with a handheld, because you know what I liked? I liked the fucking Vita. The fucking Vita was nice. It was sweet. It was better than the DS and anything Nintendo had ever made up to that point. In fact, the Vita is still good. I still love that system. I wish it had more support. It was the thing that PlayStation made and then just didn't do anything with here in the States.
They're good at doing that.
They're good at doing that. And, I don't really like Sony that much. Like, I have a PlayStation, but I'd rather have an Xbox. But that handheld was amazing for its time. Way ahead of everything. Anyway. But information on the device has been slim since its reveal, but over the weekend, images and video leaked for the device, giving us a better idea of the OS Project Q will be running. I don't really care about its OS because it's whatever it is, it's going to be a PlayStation OS, right? Like the PlayStation. But yeah, anyway, spotted on Reddit and Imager, published on Twitter by the user of ZubiTech. The leak images and video shows the device running Android OS. The operating system itself is bare bones, and most of it likely not the final version of the... Well, yeah, duh. I mean, they're going to make it look good. But let's see if I can bring these up real quick.
I mean, my thing is, just looking at the design of it, it looks like somebody soldered a cut-up PlayStation controller onto a tablet.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that. But, I mean, this is a prototype. So I can give it, that. I can give it a pass on that. But as long as it's not the finished product. I want to see the video, though.
Yeah.
I was hoping I can go to...
you think they're trying to mimic Nintendo's Switch?
Oh yeah, I guarantee they're trying to capitalize on the on the Switch. Here it is, video. There's no real sound here. Okay, there's really nothing here. I mean, the prototype just looks like like somebody took two ends of the controller, cut it in half, and then soldered it onto that thing. I definitely see that. But where did it go?
It stretched out the back of it too.
Yeah, no. But yeah, that's interesting. Images also show a slight tear down and decent look of Project Q's innards. We learned from the initial announcement that the device will include an 8-inch screen or an 8-inch size tablet sandwiched by DualSense controllers. That's exactly how you described it. But the biggest takeaway from the teardown is that the controllers won't detach from the device. PlayStation did not initially reach out to IGN, blah, blah, blah. During a State of Play presentation held in May, PlayStation boss Jim Ryan revealed that the company was working on 2 accessories to the PS5, a pair of wireless earbuds, and a gaming handheld device under the code. Oh, well, apparently everybody knew about it since May except for me because I hadn't been paying attention. Otherwise, we would have talked about it in May. Yeah. Looks like we're getting a new Vita? Just not Vita. The Project Q or whatever it is.
I mean, it looks like they're trying to recapture the whole Vita. They're trying to get back on the Vita train that they missed.
Yeah, they missed it by a huge margin. And the worst part is they did it in the worst way possible. No marketing. They had a memory storage that only they have, which flopped. I mean, at least the PSP, they banked on, what was it? The long memory stick. What was that thing called again? A Pro stick or something?
I don't know.
It was back in the day when we had like 50,000 versions of SD cards. And there was a Pro Duo, I think is what it was called. And it was a longer rectangular type stick, right? And at the time, it was essentially like SD card versus the Pro Duo stick. And the PSP came out and PlayStation banked on the stick over the SD card. And the PSP did decent. Like, it didn't do fantastic, but also it had some marketing behind it, because I remember some of the commercials for it. But then it focused on that media, but then SD cards got cheaper to make, and they got bigger, while the other thing got more expensive to make, and they didn't get bigger, capacity-wise. And then they did the Vita, and instead of getting the already popular mainstay SD cards or micro SD cards that were starting to take into effect for cell phones and stuff, they went and redesigned the micro SD card into their own proprietary technology or whatever it is. So the only way to even get memory for it was through Sony, and it cost 3 times as much as a standard micro SD, when they should have just went with a micro SD or SD card.
Which is never a good route to take. And the only reason it works for Nintendo for their proprietary is because they have the
they don't have any. They don't have any. It takes a SD card.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, in general, the proprietary equipment they do have, they have quality games backing it, so people still want it.
Well, I mean, the Vita had quality games too. I'm not gonna lie, the Vita had amazing games. The problem is it just never was marketed, and the memory for it was ridiculously expensive. It was like 3 times the amount of at the time. I'm pretty sure we had smartphones at that point. But we did have micro SDs, of course, at that point. And, you know, the Vita came out, and its only competitor was the DS at the time. But but Sony did not market the thing at all. I never saw a single ad for the Vita, I don't think, hardly at all. I bought it specifically for one thing, and I forgot what it was. I think Crisis Core came out for the Vita. Final Fantasy Crisis Core, and that was the only reason I bought that entire system. Literally, it was for one game. Anyway, I spent a lot of money. I was in the Air Force, and I had plenty thrown around at the time. But, you know, they had no marketing, and then their memory for it was ridiculously expensive. And since they didn't market it, they didn't really port a whole lot of games over either. But I heard it was still pushing games out. Like in 2016, 2017, 2018, occasionally there would be something released for the Vita. And it's like, shit, really? Huh. But the best part about it was, even if you had like a PS4 or PS3 or something, you could also connect to it, because the PSP had the same function and do remote play, which was kind of cool. But poor marketing and really bad memory storage. Kicked it in the balls. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. How about anything else?
Nope.